Prince Fang Pai takes a poison every day, but only to stay by the girl's side. Even if my hands are stained with blood at night, in front of her, he still pretended to be weak and pitiful. Although Ninjian Zhuing disease cost half his life, but he still got his wish and stayed in the fishing house. And after being reborn, I finally met Aji, who I have missed for a long time. In my previous life, in order to find out the truth about the murder of my father and brother, he died tragically outside the wall. And this life comes back with its own rebirth. Everyone's fate has also quietly changed, of course, including her childhood sweetheart Zhu Kun. Yu Lingxi clearly remembers the voice he was sent to the palace. Only Zhu Kun rode his horse. I knelt and begged for her all night in the rain. He will carefully select the white jade. It's like a gift to Lingxi, although he made an appointment with Yu Xin to kiss the doll. But his heart for Lingxi, it's been a secret for a long time. Even Yu Huanshan was teasing. Obviously, it is the marriage of my eldest girl. How to? The second son of the mansion only has my second sister in his eyes. I didn't wait for Zhu Zhang to reply. As soon as Yu Xin went up, she gave him a blow to make you talk nonsense. I don't recognize any finger marriage, but Lin Shi only felt that. Brother Zhang's gift is too precious. Zhu Zhang saw this and explained that the second sister was good at talking. I bought it on my own initiative. If you don't like it, I'm not thinking carefully. This sentence made Lin Shi unable to refuse. She could only squeeze out a smile. Thank you, Brother Zhang. Seeing her so polite, Zhu Zhang vaguely felt she doesn't seem to cling to him as much as she used to. Even my sister sensed something was wrong. The two sisters in the backyard drank heavily. Sister's concerned inquiry. But Mr. Zhu made her sister angry. The way I looked at her just now, it doesn't seem to be admired as before. Lin Shi was a little lost when she heard that. No matter the past or present life, Brother Zhang treated her very well. I don't know when it started. He's more like a brother in her heart. Sister, mention her even if you don't admire him. Don't lose your peace in the future. After all, we have been together for so many years. You talk about day and night. The condensation of the past life inexplicably appeared in Lingxi's brain. The dark face. She was lost in thought, suddenly awakened by my sister. What are you thinking? Lingxi replied jokingly. I was thinking, when will Brother Zhang become my brother-in-law? Eighth sister poked her forehead. Beat up that nerd. It's all about you. I don't want it. Soon, on New Year's Eve, the family will gather together. Hilarious. Yu Huanshan took out a defeat post. My sister has reached the age of urgency. Many loyal families have great intentions of seeking relatives. Aren't you going to pick? Lingxi hid to the side in disgust. Brother has not yet married. There is no reason for a sister to marry first. During the fall, Yu Huanshan was pulled back. I'm studying your marriage. Don't try to run. Take advantage of this gap. Lingxi sneaked out. I don't know how long. Lights go out. I saw a thin figure, sweeping the snow in the backyard alone. The man turned around. I didn't expect it to be the little lunatic Minnie who took in by himself. Yu Lingxi came forward to ask if the injury on your body was healed. What are you doing here? Suddenly she thought of something. Turn around and let Walnut ask. But someone pushed him to do it. Obviously the interruption is what I do. This is the only way for the lady to return to the wing. Miss Slippery falls on snowy days. I saw him with his hands on the ground. The gravel road slippery bed lady stepped on my palm and moved forward. Lingxi can't see him sitting on a small support like this. The abject appearance of the embankment. Pick him up with alcohol. I forbid you to put the jade ring. Xiandu. Ji-Ru brought the set of commanding people to the general's mansion. I would rather look down at the wrong cheeks and passively fly. I can't bear it. Tell Walnut to bring some wine. Then Ning Ying took the lantern from her hand. Poor explanation. Actually, I just want to repay the lady. Just make the lady happy. Looking at the obedient boy in front of me, Lingxi can't help but recall. If he hadn't been through those Machiavellian assassinations, will it not become an inner ladder addiction in a previous life? Blood appearance. Soon the walnuts were bad. Shive Lingxi also invited him to sit with her. New Year's Eve in a past life. The palace is quiet but like a grave pet. It is rare for two people to enjoy this flame together in this life. Bustling fire. She forcibly pulled Ning Yin to fake. After all, the two have been together day and night. How could she have the heart to let the old friend's loneliness be expedited? Girls have a quirk. No matter what, they all like to eat it with pepper powder. Ketamine. I know that the little lunatic who picked it up can't get the slightest spicy taste. Have, but still add 2 tablespoons of pepper powder to the hot wine. Hand it over. Although there is an excuse to drive him away from the cold. But I really want to see. He is with the ladder that tortured her in her previous life. Is the prince really different? In the shocked eyes of Lingxi, Ning Ying took the glass without hesitation. Drink it all. I just wanted him to have a taste. I didn't expect this little lunatic to be so honest now. A glass of strong wine. He choked and his eyes were red. Lingxi hurries to stop him from eating spicy food. It is better to drink less. I would rather pretend to be an ignorant lady and treat him so well. How can I fail you? It's the best life for a coquettish man. You Lingxi, I really thought this little lunatic had turned sexual in this life. I would rather continue with the rainbow fart. Break your fingers and count the lady's kindness to yourself. In the end, the soft and cute come to the conclusion, Miss is the best person in the world for me. Lingxi was so guilty by his chat. 2 years in the palace in the previous life. Never heard these good words. It's made up in this life. I didn't wait for his thoughts to come back. Ning Yin's lonely opening is just my humble identity. I don't know how to repay the lady. How to repay. Reflect on past lives. I also enjoy sitting in front of him like this. Forte had an interesting idea. I'm going to play a trick on him. So she learned the arrogant tone of her previous life. When the order arrives, give me a smile. Ning Ying Wenyan wising. Then he raised the corner of his mouth obediently. Show a harmless smile. That smile is like a spring breeze warming the sad white snow. Light ripples in Yulin Shi's eyes. It turns out that he can also show this clean smile. No conspiracy. No bloodshed. Only see the amiable teenager's mood. This smile makes Lingxi rethink. Maybe between her and this little lunatic, there is a second way. Finally she changed her mind housewife. Ning Yin finished eating these. Go back to rest early at 90. Don't sweep the snow in the courtyard anymore. After all, there will be time in the future. I still need you in many places. I clearly heard the meaning behind her words. I got up in a panic. I won't let my lady down. As long as I can stay with the lady, I can do anything. Lingxi expects. Perhaps he is really different from his previous life. However, after she left, the boy's face sank again. Talk to himself. How can you be funny if I stay? The next step is to gain his trust. Use the general's mansion. Go openly and put on a long-standing drama. After returning to the room, Yulin Shi thought about it. Although the crisis of the father and brother's northern expedition has been resolved now, but it was never found. The person who arranged the destruction of the general's mansion overnight. Now I can only take advantage of the time of trouble, lurking in the dark. Wait for him to pour the world. Maybe it can help with yoga. It's just that this person has always only held grudges and not graces. If I am not careful, I'm going to lose everything. But she couldn't care less. Tell Walnut to get him a clean room. Don't let him do the dirty work. If my parents ask, just say it's the lady who stayed to keep the cat for her. Treat him so well. Even the Walnuts thought something was wrong. Lingxi sighs and explains, it's just a lot of scary stuff. Time turns. Arrived at the Tanjia race course half a month later. Lingxi. She was invited to attend the outing held by Tang Wogon. Ling participated in this kind of entertainment for the first time after being reborn. She was thrilled. So much so that my foot slipped when I got out of the car. Almost fell. Fortunately, she was subdued by Ning Ning who followed her. She subconsciously took Ning Ning's hand. Jerk back. Just right for that beautiful pair. I can't help but be surprised why you are here. A harmless puppy guard during the day. Secretly, he's a sick prince with deep scheming to avenge his father. He disguised himself as a beggar and stayed in the general's mansion. And he doesn't know. Taken the lady of the general's mansion. In fact, she was the pillow person in the previous life. After being reborn, Yu Lingxi naturally knew his scheming, but she didn't expect. The little lunatic will also come to participate in this spring hunt. I learned from Ning Ying's mouth. It turned out that the accompanying Manu ate his stomach. In order not to delay the trip, the housekeeper had to ask him to help take care of the horses. Yu Lingxi sees through but does not say through. This little lunatic must have a purpose. See, Miss is a little suspicious. Ning Ying told her with a fake smile. I stepped back first and stopped the horse. Yu Lingxi didn't expect. Even the little bit of alienation in my heart. He can keenly sense. Maybe it has been a child for many years. The alertness and sensitivity that I have just developed. She couldn't bear to let Ning Ying in front of me. You have to ingratiate yourself with a forced smile. So I poked the corner of his mouth. Don't force yourself to laugh in the future. Ning Ying wondered if Miss didn't like it. Yu Lingxi thought for a moment and explained that Dao is not just laughing for no reason. Looks silly. Just laugh when you want to laugh in the future. At this time, her childhood sweetheart Su Kun suddenly appeared. Lingxi walked over subconsciously. The survival brother didn't notice it at all. The little lunatic at this time has already sunk his face. I thought of this second son of the prime minister's mansion in minutes. Consonance disaster. Didn't brother Zheng go hunting with everyone? Zhu Zheng doesn't have to answer back. I'm waiting for you. She said she had already made an appointment with her best friend Tang Yuleaf. Brother Zheng can go there first. Zhu Zheng saw the Juhua on Lin Qi's head. The eyes brightened. 2. My sister brought the pair of Ju I gave you last year. Hua Lingxi smiled. She subconsciously touched the hair accessories on her head. Zhu Zheng mistakenly thought she had accepted his will, and he was happy to ride away. Since the second sister has an appointment with someone else, then I'll be one step ahead. However, 2 lives were lost. How can she remember who sent this flower? That's all. It's kind of trying to cover up when you take it off now. Deng Buli noticed something strange. Ask her what's wrong. Consonance allows her not to worry, or hurry up and keep up with the spring hunting team. After a day of hunting, everyone got a lot. Nanyang little prince, flaunting his prey in high spirits. He's particularly dazzling in the crowd. So much so that Lingxi asked Ali curiously, who is the boy with the rabbit? Deng Buli told him, that's the nephew of the present-day saint. Ningxi Juo, the little king of Nanyang. The name reminded Lingxi of Min Jing in an instant. Although expensive as a prince, but he's worse off than the rest of us. I don't know this time. Will the guards bully him? She then added a plate of meat. Tell the maid to send it to Ning Ying. Looking at Ning Zihuo in front of her, she had a vague feeling. Ning Lin may have come with a different purpose this time. I saw him staring at Ning Zihuo. Deng Buli's reminder to play music. Although this little prince is a royal relative, but it's a spoiled game. It's far worse than your Zhu Erlong. Only he is worthy of even Jingzhou. The noble girl on the side reminded, Zhao Yuming must not listen to this. Lingxi's impression of her cousin, still stuck in previous life, her face was blossomed by your cherry blossoms. I didn't expect her to come this spring hunt. The girl sighed. More than coming. I followed Zhu Kun for a day and no one looked at her. I guess she's crying to her brother. Sure enough, on the other side, Zhao Yuming is furious. Why is Su Kun only seeing her in Lingxi? And what about those? Young Master Sha Kyumuni is as beautiful as a fairy. None of them looked at me, but they were right. My cousin is a shining daughter of the general's mansion, and her father and brother support her. Unlike me, wherever you go, people will make fun of you. Zhao Zu comforted her that they didn't like me. I will definitely come out on top in the hunt tomorrow. Support you with a long face. Don't mention yoga until then. No one will dare to look down on the entire hunting ground. Make fun of you that night. He then sneaked into the horse rescue at the stable. Sneaky king. A bag of things was added to the forage, and all this was seen by Ning Ying. After he left, Ning Yingkai went to foreplay to embroider. It seems that he doesn't need to do it. Someone has already done it for him.